All over the allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the meeting today. Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Miller.
Here.
Councilperson Dean.
Here.
Goodweiler.
Here.
Stulman. Here. Sexton.
Here.
Mayor Laughlin is absent.
Got my proclamation. All righty, we're going to start off here with guest speaker. One is the reading of a public record, reading into a public record, a proclamation establishing April 1st as Junior Achievement Day in the city of West Branch. This is prepared by Mayor Roger Laughlin. The proclamation states, whereas the city of West Branch will observe Junior Achievement Day on April 1st, 2021 as an opportunity to recognize and celebrate junior achievement of the heartland for empowering our young people to own their economic success. Whereas junior achievement of the Heartland's educational contribution equips our young people to become the next generation of productive employees and self-sufficient citizens to ensure the economic prosperity of West Branch. Whereas it is fitting for parents, educators, businesses, and other members of the community to join the junior achievement effort to ensure the future success and economic health of our young people and the communities in which they live. Now, therefore, I, Roger Laughlin, Mayor of West Branch, do hereby proclaim official recognition of April 1st, 2021 as Junior Achievement Day in the city of West Branch. This was dated on the 15th of March, 2021, signed by Roger Laughlin and Redmond Jones. Sounds like a great deal. All right. Any comments on that? Number 2, Jody Freet. You're on.
Well, thank you. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Thank you for letting me join you tonight. I wanted to take a moment just to let you know that the Cedar County Multi-Jurisdiction Hazard Mitigation Plan, I know that's a lot of words and a little bit of time, has finally been approved by both FEMA and the state of Iowa.
Excuse me, Jody.
Yes.
Can you turn yourself up? We're having a heck of a time hearing you.
Oh, let me see what I can do here. I might just have to just get really loud. Is this better?
Not really. We're trying
Okay.
to do some adjustments on our end too.
I'm going to try one more thing. Let me try and plug in. My apologies.
Woo, there you are.
Oh, okay.
I think we got you now.
Now she's muted.
Good. Oh, well. Well, Jody, I think we had you, but you changed something on your end, so maybe you should go back to where you were.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Too loud?
Okay, perfect. So the Cedar County Multi-Jurisdiction Hazard Mitigation Plan is something we do every 5 years. This is what keeps our cities and our communities eligible for FEMA funds for certain mitigation projects such as generators, flood buyouts, and things like that. So again, we do this every 5 years, and our plan was just approved by both FEMA and Homeland Security. So I am trying to either virtually or physically make the rounds to all the city councils just to ask for you to adopt this plan. It's just a resolution. I believe it's later on in your action items to do so. But again, by adopting the plan, that again leaves the city open to some funding for mitigation activities to prevent against future disasters. I do not have the printed copy of the plan yet. I have a Dropbox link that I can send to anyone who would be interested in it. And then as soon as I do get the actual hard copy of the plan, I'll be making my rounds to deliver that to each city.
Perfect.
Are there any questions on it or anything else I can answer?
I don't think so. Nope.
All right. Well, thank you for allowing me to talk about it, and I look forward to y'all approving it tonight or adopting the resolution tonight.
Yep. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. What's all that name down there? Public comment. Do we have anybody for public comment?
I have a quick comment.
Sure.
This is Jessie Simon with the West Branch Community Development Group. I wanted to take a minute to extend a personal invitation to all of the council members to attend our annual Sweets for Success fundraiser. You should have all received an email from our board president, I think last week. But this, as you know, is our largest fundraiser of the year to support Main Street West Branch and the small businesses that call that home. It will take place this year on Friday, April 16th at Little Lights on the Lane. We've expanded the event due to growth and for the need for possible social distancing still at that time. So there are tables of 8, 4, and 2 available for reservation, and that will include dinner of a wood-fired pizza out on the patio, a bottle of wine from Brick Arch Winery, live entertainment of dueling pianos, and then the annual dessert auction, all to benefit our Main Street program. So we would love to see you all there, and tickets are reservable on our website.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Anybody else for the comment? All righty. So we're going to move to the consent agenda. Number 1, motion to approve the meeting minutes for council meeting March 1st. Number 2, motion to approve claims report. I need a motion. Nick, I need a second. Jerry. Any questions? Call roll.
Councilperson Goodweiler?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Stulman?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes. All righty. Resolution 1987, a resolution adopting the Cedar County multi-jurisdictional local hazard mitigation plan. I need a motion. Nick, need a second. Jerry. Discussion.
I think she explained it pretty well.
I think so too. Actually, I think, good enough. Go ahead, call the.
Councilperson Goodweiler?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Stulman?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. Number 2, we're going to enter into a public hearing to discuss the consideration of the adoption of the city administrative recommended FY 2021-2022 budget. Is there anybody here to speak on the budget? Hearing closed. Number 3, resolution 1988, a resolution adopting the city administrator's recommended budget for fiscal year beginning July 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022. Need a motion. So moved. Tom, second. Nick. Discussion.
We talked about it
Done?
enough, haven't we?
I think it actually went about as smooth as it's been since I've been around for a little while. So, no discussion? Call roll.
Councilperson Dean?
Yes.
Goodweiler?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Stulman?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
All righty. We're going to enter a public hearing on the proposal to enter into a sewer revenue loan and disbursement agreement to borrow money thereunder in a principal amount not to exceed $619,000. Is there anybody here to speak on that matter? Hearing closed. Number 5, Resolution 1989, taking additional action with respect to the sewer revenue loan and disbursement agreement and authorizing and improving and securing payment of $619,000 revenue loan and disbursement agreement anticipation project note. The IFA interim loan and disbursement agreement. Need a motion. Nick, second. Jerry, discussion. No discussion? Call roll.
Councilperson Goodweiler?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Stulman? Miller?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes. All right, third and final reading of ordinance 780, an ordinance amending chapter 165 entitled zoning regulations regarding adding section 50 to swimming pools to the West Branch zoning ordinance. I need a motion.
So moved.
Tom, I need a second. Jody, discussion. This is the third reading. We've been over this a couple of times. Call a roll.
Councilperson Dean?
Yes.
Stulman?
Yes.
Goodweiler?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Number 7, a motion to approve the special events permit to celebrate the start of summer with the kickoff to summer. Ice rink and sidewalk sales on Main Street event. I need a motion.
So moved.
Tom, I need a second. Nick. Discussion.
I was noticing, the ice rink is going on, they're looking at putting it next to the grocery store.
Let's see, is Melissa on?
No, she's on vacation.
She's on vacation.
So we have,
I can answer any questions about that
Yeah.
with CDG.
Is that gonna be set up? How long is that gonna be set up for?
They are planning to set up Thursday night and tear down Monday morning.
It's actually not a bad place, really.
Jack and Jill's aware.
Unless you're delivering to Jack and Jill.
Backside's still open.
Yeah,
it looks like.
backside.
No, but if you're delivering a semi,
Yeah.
not a lot of fun to back in
I think
there.
That's
their
what
truck
I'm wondering.
day's Thursday.
I was wondering if Jack and Jill's was aware.
What about the beer trucks, the bread trucks?
Yeah.
The bread trucks don't deliver by semi, so they could go in. They could go in the parking lot. A beer truck could just park out there on Main and wheel it in.
I take it we've talked to Jack, or is it still Jack and Jill?
Yeah.
We haven't talked to the grocery store? Jesse,
I haven't spoke to them about it yet. I was waiting for this approval, but that's certainly something that we could work around with them if needed.
Should we have a backup place for it in case it's an issue?
Well, no, not formally. Our backup plan would probably be to go back to where we had originally planned for it to be in front of the fire station on 2nd Street. But then we'll have to jump through some NPS hoops, and with the federal regulations right now, we prefer not to.
would you go in front of the fire station or behind the fire station?
We had planned on going in front originally. We could go behind. That causes some problems with parking for 223 Vintage.
How big is this rink? I mean,
It's 33 feet by 55 feet.
so what about the Casey's, the old Casey's
That's where
lot,
I was
which
just
would be
gonna go with it.
perfect?
I don't think it's level enough. They need it to be fairly as level as possible and pretty smooth. So we needed some decent concrete.
This is happening when?
Proposed the first weekend in June.
Get mad on that.
I did speak with Matt about this before, and he's the one that measured to see if it would fit there.
It would fit there. It's just a matter of whether he could get it
Can you
level
put
enough.
sand under it?
That was the plan.
Yeah, that won't be a problem. That was the plan on Second Street in December. So it should be less of an issue here. We might not even need to level it out anymore. They'll come out and look. So it's from Big Ten Rental is where we get the ice rink. So they're willing to work with us on that and have somebody come and look as soon as we have the final location hashed out. Oh, good. I see Matt's there. Matt, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, we will have to put sand on that street in order to make it work. Just because they need it fairly level. So if we did have to switch to the Casey's lot, it wouldn't be a huge deal to go in there and level that off either. It's
Okay, how big is the Casey's lot?
I just measured it and it's about 60 from the building to like where the sidewalk would be, and another, it's twice that the other way. So you'd have, it's 60 by 90 is the whole lot.
Okay,
That's within the bounds of the sidewalk, so that's something that would be possible too. And
yeah,
That
that'd be decent. We had planned on doing the ice skates, the check-in and check-out in Town Hall right there, which would be really nice. And from a PR standpoint, I love that you see it right when you drive into town. I think this will bring a lot of people from out of town to eat, shop, and explore on our main street. But as a backup location, I'm fine with the Casey's lot.
yeah,
That's kind of where I'm at. I think having it right there, at least we would keep the people in the heart of our town versus, out on the outside of it. If the idea is for them to be shopping and eating, then it's better there than it would be.
I'd say if Jack and Jill's doesn't care, they talk to him, then I don't see an issue, but.
we might be able to, if council was okay with it, maybe talk to them about for that week, maybe block off a few parking stalls out front for them to unload in or something, if that worked. Or if it was even needed. I don't know if it would be or not, but if they don't have to drive down North First, and they can, because they cart everything in anyway. So that is probably something we could do if council didn't mind having, probably 5 or 6 stalls blocked off at the end there on Main Street on the north side.
That's just if they need it. They may not even need it.
Yeah, they might not even need it.
Maybe for Friday morning or something like that.
Yeah, yep. But we could work that out. I mean, I'm sure if Jesse's talking to him, and I can kind of work with her on that too.
Yeah, I think that's workable. The Jack and Jill owner isn't always very responsive to us, but I think this will get a response.
Well, this might help him.
Yeah, right next to him.
Yeah, I think so too. So the plan for this, I'm not sure if you all were able to read the whole permit request, but the plan for this is the same as we had proposed for Christmas past time period, where we would reserve times by paying a $10 fee. And then after you skate, they'll get $10 back in downtown dollars. So it's virtually a free experience. And we're feeding all of the reservation money right back into our small businesses.
And then I know for Christmas past, we were gonna help pay for part of this. Are we still on the hook for it now too?
We would love to accept your support if that is still something you're able to do.
And just notice that it looks like it's going to be at least partially in front of the police department. Is Chief Hannah okay with the location there for those days?
Yeah, we can move our equipment out of the garage at Town Hall for those days.
Awesome.
So it's gonna be tight. And I'm thinking that street is probably about that wide.
So Gary, is address your concerns?
It does. I'm not thrilled for it to be there, but I mean, if that's the consensus, that if everybody can work around it, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah. It's better than putting it down there at the junction of Downey and where they always wanted to close stuff down before.
Tony, let you put it in the front parking lot here.
That was
I would
another-
imagine for insurance purposes, probably not. Any other comments, questions?
No, good to get something going.
We already had motions, right? Call a roll.
Councilperson Dean,
Yes.
Goodweiler,
Yes.
Stulman,
Yes.
Sexton,
Yes,
Miller.
Yes. All righty. City administrator report. Oh, next one is down. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I'm trying to set a record here to get out, in and out of here. So, the thing I think I want to just update everybody on is, there has been some renewed interest on the downtown east redevelopment site or former Crow site. So, there was a developer that stopped in from Ohio based, has done several projects in Cedar Rapids, and I guess on their way back home, they followed through here and realized what a jewel this is. So they came in and I told them about that lot. They went out and did a quick survey and they seem to be very interested in it for residential. So on the commercial side, Dollar General was originally looking at trying to do something across the street and it didn't work with some of the things that Barnhart wants to do. So now they're showing some interest as well for some commercial. So maybe there's a marriage there, I don't know. But at least there's been some talk. I haven't heard anything new from the Watch Group yet, but there is some things stirring about on that. So just want to let everybody know on that. Everything else is pretty much no real new news. And there's a quick department update, some department updates in there. So outside of that, any questions?
I've had some on the Kroll site with Dollar General. I've had some emails on dislike of Dollar General going in that area. So
They like the concrete plant better.
they just don't like the Dollar General going in that spot, right in the middle of our downtown.
Well, I will, and I can share some pictures. When we were talking to them on the other side of the bank building, Fidelity Bank, we really worked hard to get them up on their nicer end of design standards. So it's not just a box, but it's actually a structure that looks a lot like the winery. And they have a product that looks like the winery. So I was kind of using that as a conformality. And so I got them to do not a full bar, a stick build that looked like the winery. He barely wanted to do that then. And I'm sure he probably would have resistance to do it again, but we have precedents that he agreed to do it once. So if that helps any of the concern, it will look more like that. That's what we would be pressing for than the typical box brown, slap a big old
Machine shed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We already got one of those ugly buildings across the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it for the city administrator report. We have an attorney tonight. He's on vacation. All right. Any other staff here say?
I have something.
Go ahead, Matt.
All right, we have I think it's a service line leak on North Downey. So I talked to Garrett about that, Garrett Lynch. And we're gonna try to get that fixed this week or next, but it's gonna be a little weird because where it's at, it's right at the crest of the hill when you're coming up North Downey. I know Colton saw it. And I think in order to actually do it, it might take closing down the road for a little bit. So I'll meet with Larry on it. And once we figure that out, I'll get something out and it may be something we have to wait till next week so we can have a little lead time, maybe get some signage up or something. But yeah, we'll get that fixed. It's not a terrible leak. It's just, we shouldn't have leaks in our system. So, aside from that, there's a tree on the south end of 4th Street in front of Herb Ertl's house. I'm not sure if anybody knows who that is, but second house in from Main Street, there's a big dead maple. I've finally been able to get size tree service lined up to come in and do it. We're gonna do it the week of the 29th, sometime during that week, depending on the wind and everything. We'll pick a day that's the best for taking that down. That one, we will likely detour traffic as well. So I'll have to set up detours and get everyone around it for that one to work, because he's going to have to drop that all in the street, and with equipment and the amount of space we have there, it just won't work. I'll talk to Cargill, Moores, anyone else who will be affected by that. So, and we'll try to get some signage up for that too.
All right.
Other than that, that's what I got.
Thank
We
you.
will be starting on Covey Park here in the next week or two, depending on the weather, but hopefully next week.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Anything else? Anything else from staff? Council? Any comments?
COVID clinic drives on.
Awesome. You guys are doing an awesome job. I have a question, the food pantry building.
I talked to Roger. It's still on his get on it soon list. I think he got into a bathroom remodel or something that took him off, and it was really cold, so he got pushed off, but he's going to be getting on it soon. He knows also that we need to get that wrapped up before May 1st. So we'll have to get that going, because part of that, part of the food pantry back entry with the ADA thing is part of the grant, and then the other part is paid by insurance. But the grant needs to submit that stuff in by May 1st. So I've been talking to him to keep that going, and I suspect that that's going to be hot on his list when he gets back in.
We gotta have that all cleaned up and looking good before we put an ice rink in front of it.
Good point too. That's in June.
We've got to have it done by May, that's June, so.
See if the owner Jack and Jill.
Anybody else got anything?
Before June 1st.
Motion to adjourn. Nick, Jerry, all say aye. Aye. We're out here.
You should be mayor.